Kobe. Jalen, there are rumors. There are little notions out in the air. Joe Vardon of Cleveland.com reporting that a league source said that the Cavs would consider a trade package that would bring them DeAndre Jordan for Tristan Thompson and maybe a pick or maybe someone else. Do you think the Cavs should consider something like this?
I am so for this.
I'm against it.
The Cavs should do this deal. I'll tell you the basketball reasons.
Okay.
DeAndre's taller.
Yes.
A better rebounder, a better shot blocker. He's a free agent after this year. You can lock him up long term. You're going to need players if you don't have the ability to stretch the floor to play five to actually be run, jump, dunk, catch, lob type of players. But the other reason why I'm so for this, and I really like Tristan Thompson, I hope he gets back healthy, this puts the Kardashian family back together again.
Oh, puts them in Los Angeles. Yeah, get closer to the family.
No
I love that
doubt
angle.
about it.
Everybody wants to be close to their family. I love that. But Jalen,
how about this? So,
Jalen, hold
so
on.
Tristan's dating a Kardashian and Blake's dating a Jenner. It's only right.
I do like that. However, let me give you some basketball reasons why I don't think they should do this. If they're going to win the championship, who are they likely going to face in the finals? The Golden State Warriors. In the final 6 minutes of every finals game, you cannot put DeAndre Jordan on the floor. Not just for free throw shooting. Imagine he puts on some virtual reality goggles like Andre Drummond and turns that around. He can't switch on to anybody. And that's what happens in the finals. Like, I think it would be great for the regular season, this move, but in the finals, I just feel like they would find ways to isolate him, get him on the perimeter, get fouls on him, and it would just be a mess. And then he'd end up sitting on the bench, and Kevin Love would be playing center, and it wouldn't really work. That's why I wouldn't do this.
I disagree. Let me teach you something, young man.
Let's move on to another topic. I don't want to hear from you.
The goal is to be able to play multiple styles. So you mean to tell me when they play against those same teams, is Tristan Thompson going to be in the game?
Yes, Tristan Thompson can switch on. We've seen it. We have 2 years of data of Tristan Thompson playing pretty good defense and terrible offense against that very same Warriors team.
I feel like DeAndre Jordan could put that level of effort in, but also on the other end, he should be able to dominate in the paint, in particular, catching lobs and getting all of the dirty work plays happen.
You know one thing I'm not doing? I'm not giving up that Brooklyn pick, though. If I'm the Cavs and I'm not sure LeBron's coming back, I'm not giving up the Brooklyn pick. You can ask for it. We can start the negotiation there, but I am not giving up that Brooklyn pick and Tristan Thompson for DeAndre Jordan. I'm glad we finally agreed on something. Let's move on. So, Fizdale got fired. And everyone seems to agree that it's sort of unjust, and we don't really know what happened. A lot of people are pointing to this interview that Marc Gasol did when he was benched in the fourth quarter, but somebody tells me that an upset player doesn't necessarily get a coach fired. There's a lot of incidents, a lot of behind-the-scenes things we don't understand. Someone else who doesn't really understand it, but offered a little bit of a theory, was LeBron James. Let's listen to LeBron.
I don't know the details of it because I'm not around, but I know the type of coach Fizz is. I know how players relate to him, and I know what he stands for. And he don't stand for no. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was, because he ain't gonna kiss nobody. I know that.
Jalen, can I read way too much into this because I'm a media member?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I think what LeBron James is alluding to is the fact that he won't kiss up to people. People like, oh, I don't know, the front office, the general manager, the owner, and perhaps there was a clash of ideology. Perhaps there was an exchange of words. And perhaps during this 8-game losing streak when, like you always say, winning's the best deodorant, well, guess what? Losing makes you stink. And when everyone's upset and everyone's pointing the finger and everyone's mad, maybe some expletives were shared, and maybe he just lost the relationship with the people that employed him, and that's why he is out of the league at the moment. Because there is no real forward-facing or wins and losses or basketball reasons that he would be fired, especially because of an 8-game losing streak, as bad as that is, with the roster that he has, the injuries that they've had, doesn't really make sense. Do you buy this theory based on not much?
Fizdale, a terrific coach who did more with less last year and continued to do so at the beginning of this year. I hope he and Mark Jackson line up side to side playing against one another next year, because they both deserve to have jobs really quick, fast, in a hurry in this league.
You mean playing against each other in the Big Three?
Here's the theory. What ends up happening is Memphis is a unique situation. They didn't give him the mega deal like Luke Walton got in Los Angeles. When they decide that they're going to retire Zach Randolph and Tony Allen's numbers for their productivity, but also for their service, and they're embodying the grit and grind nature, basically what that tells the fan base and everybody around, that we want Marc Gasol and Mike Conley to be here forever, so we can do the exact same thing for him. If Marc Gasol isn't seeing eye to eye with any coach, and he comes to the front office and says, I want to be moved, regardless of where he ranks amongst centers in today's game, that now becomes a stain on the organization, and it affects their bottom line if he's unhappy there. So basically what they did is choose the lesser of two evils. Keep the big fella that's in uniform happy. Hopefully he'll stay there for a really long time, get his numbers in the rafters like the other gentleman that I mentioned. We know Fizdale was a good coach for us. We figure he will land on his feet, but this was the choice they made under those circumstances, even though, like LeBron James and like many, I didn't agree with how it was handled.
Well, something tells me that more information about this will come out as time goes on. But right now, Jalen, can you take us behind the curtain? A fan recently posted this video of his son or one of his family members filmed this of him just trying to get Steph Curry's attention. We've all seen this by now. He's got a jersey. He's trying to get Steph's attention. He loves you, Steph. I love you, Steph. Steph is looking his direction within earshot, must have heard him, but did not acknowledge him or grant his request for an autograph. This has somehow turned into a controversial thing. Ayesha Curry's weighed in. Our girl Jamela Hill is weighed in. It's become a thing now. But Jalen, take us behind the curtain. What is going through Steph Curry's head as this happens?
A couple of things. Because this is a loaded circumstance. And I wish it wasn't late in the segment so I could really break down every tentacle of what's happening here. Because, like the great American philosopher Chris Tucker once said, if I could be where everybody wanted me to be, I would be confused. And that's the quandary that Steph Curry finds himself in. First and foremost, as a black athlete, when you're in the public domain, in particular NBA or NFL, though you dominate the field or the court, you're the minority in the stands. So a lot of people from the outside, especially those that look like me, like, even though you're looking for your family, you got to find time to sign for the young brother. Put Steph in an awkward spot. The young brother at the game, you got Clay, you got a couple of other people. All of a sudden, you feel a level of, I know I'm getting Steph now. I'm right here, ain't nobody around. Yo! And he got something else on his mind, whatever it is. We're not here to judge. So in each circumstance, I actually think both individuals were right by the way they handled it, because as somebody who signed multiple autographs for anybody that asks, the one person that complains is unfortunately the one person you don't get to. And lastly, when people don't allow themselves to distract you, they get upset. Sometimes they don't care if you're eating dinner. They don't care if you're on the phone. They don't care if you're walking with your kids. They want their time and their energy with you. And as a public figure, this is why we're put in a position to give back to those who have meant so much to us. So I see both sides. It's unfortunate that it played out the way that it played out. But here's what's going to happen.
He's gonna get a special invite. He's gonna be in the Curry VIP section. It's all gonna work out for everybody. So why we've been talking about it. Let's move on. When we come back, we have some very important statue news.